welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to be looking at doing another 12 by 12 layout using these characters that I printed out. I purchased the SVG, then cut them out on the Cricut. There's some quite fine detail in here, so I don't know how well the cutting will have gone, but these are the characters we're going to use, and I can't decide if I'm going to use this background. There's no salvage on there, so I can't tell you the make of that and the brand, or if I'm going to use a plain piece of paper. Now I think, let's have a look. There's a lot of printouts that I've done, and I think we will only see the edges if I go with this, which might be a waste, because I do have characters that actually sit in half moons, again, that have been purchased. I'm not an artist, and so that might work better with this. So let's get rid of that piece of paper and let's see what we've got here. Now it's very plain and bland, so whilst these will take up a lot of room, we need some background, I think, to take the edge off. I've got some bits of ephemera there that we can dot around. So let me get some stencils. So we've got options here. Let me take them out of the bags. Let me choose one, and then I'll take them out of the bag so you don't have that glare. Okay, I've chosen two. I think put this down in the background first, so it's like, I don't have green, but it'll take some of the background off. And then we've got some of this that's got butterflies in it. That's quite nice to take more of the background off. And of course I've got the rub-ons. If you haven't seen the video where I talk through my amazing deal on Black Friday, I got an amazing deal on all I create. So I now have lots of rub-ons. I have put washi tape on my board so that you don't have to deal with the glare when it's just sitting to the side. My order of stencil adapters came through. There was a Sizzix sale, so I got those in the sales. So let's use that. I've not used one of these before. What way up do we want it? And is there going to be enough room to stick this on there? I quite like that. Now I think we're going to have an issue here. I feel it needs to go that way. Right, I think we're just going to have to cope, although it does stick through. Perhaps this is the wrong... Ooh, super sticky. Okay. Mind you, I'd moan if it wasn't. Right, I think we're going to bypass that because we're going to lose some of the thing. We're going to risk not having hold of the stencil in some areas, and I'm just trying to move that so you don't get the glare on the edge. And I'm just going to put the paper on here because it's tacky, so that'll keep it where it needs to be. And I'm just going to hold the stencil and go over it that way. So I will fast forward through this. I'm not sure which colour we're going to go for, perhaps a mixture. These are the colours I'm thinking of working with. The distress inks are Tattered Rose, Mustard Seed, Spun Sugar, and the mementos that I might use are Desert Sand and Rich Cacao. I'll be back. in Tattered Rose and then the mustard seed for the butterflies. I was able to use the Sizzix stencil adapter for the larger stamp, so that was helpful. So we've got a bit of a background there. I'm thinking of using, oh, well, I've got some stamps, but let's try and decide what images we're going to use first to see if that helps decide what other elements we're going to put on there. Now, I love the characters. I didn't particularly measure anything when I printed these out because I just wanted it to be random. Random sizes. There's no rules in these kind of worlds as to what size anything should be. That reminds me of a character out of The Wizard of Oz, and it does not make me happy. That film scared the bejeebers out of me. I'm liking this house and I'm liking this house. So if we get that onto there, they will overlap each other slightly, but it will have some open space in the background there. Or do we put one slightly further back, like that? Just trying to think of the background elements, if it's needed, if I want them. What sort of direction am I going in? I really don't know. Right, well, let's look at the colour of these two. So that blends well with the background. This has got some tealy colour in it, hasn't it? Okay, so I think I'm going to use some of these as clouds. So let me cut them out in random. And we don't need the whole page. We can have this one up the top, like that. And then I like this big splodge. Let's take that. That's the pup snoring. Went on a beautiful walk today. Kind of a random walk as well. Didn't go anywhere where I thought I was going to go when I headed off. That was nice. I know that this is, if we're setting that back, this is going to be more empty down in this corner. So we want some of these here. Let's put a smaller bit there. Right, I'm going to get rubbing these on. Okay, lovely. So that's done. So we can now, I can now stick down those houses. So we'll stick this one down first, I think. And like I say, I don't know how this cut on the Cricut because there's quite a lot of elements on there. I'm just wondering if it'd be easier to take off the larger part first. Sometimes that could be easier, can't it? Yeah. See See, I do always double. I always do the option to do more cutting, but even so, sometimes it doesn't work so well. And I use the koala paper. You know, I don't use cheap sticky paper. Just going to get around all these nitty gritty bits. I think this is just going to be slow and steady. Oh, what a palaver that was. It's taken me an hour and 45 minutes to do all of those. I've had to use a light with a magnifying glass to get into all the nooks and crooks. Yes, it took a long time and it didn't make me happy, but never mind. They're all done now, except for the one that gave me the EBGBs. I did do that. I thought, no, if it gives me the EBGBs, I don't want it in my stuff. So, I may well be in a different position to what I was before, but let's get back to it. So, we were going to have this first, weren't we? And I think it might be easier to stick it down in pieces like this. Oh, and now the dog's jumping to go out. Just a moment, sweetheart. Right, so that's that one. And then have this slightly further back. Let's see what else we've got. I've got little stamps here for smaller little mushroom houses. But of course, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing them in this colour, but I'd have to colour them in, wouldn't I? So we've got that as an option. I quite like one of the characters, or a couple of the characters. I like this girl. Oh, no, not that one. This one. Oh, hold on. Okay. I quite like her there. But I don't know if she's a bit too big, although you don't need lots of... It doesn't need to be an exact science, is it? That's quite cool. Have her up the back. He goes well with those colours, doesn't he? So that looks good. I like that there, actually. I like that there. Oh, we've got little mushrooms in here, haven't we? What else have we got? we need. We haven't got any flying creatures. That would be cool. I don't know, maybe that's all it needs. Maybe that is all it needs. Don't even know if we need that. Who's this little creature here? You're a funny little thing, aren't you? Both facing the same way though, aren't they? Which, if that was facing the other way, I'd probably use it. So we'll definitely want that there. So let's get that stuck down. And I need the, let's see. Oh no I don't, because it's not a rub-on. Silly. Right, let's get his feet done first. She just wants attention because I'm talking to you guys. Hold on. Take none of that out. Now, as annoying and frustrating as it was, spending all that time taking the bits out the middle, it actually does look nice. It does look nice being able to see, you know, through all these little nooks and crannies. And, you know, I did it through, had to take it out through all of these bits here, all of these here, but you get to see the background, so it was worth it. I just not in the mood really to have been sat there spending that amount of time doing that. I like that. Do I need a bird? Don't know, so I do, right? I don't think I do. I do think I need something here. Perhaps it's another rub-on. Because all I've got in those other boxes are lights. Let me get them. There we go. Perhaps it's that splodge there. I've got some odd bits here that I could do. Just see what comes up of those. Go. Do I want art? Perhaps we can have it art there. I quite like this layout. I like the colours. I think that's what's doing it for me, is the colours. And these splodges are definitely the right choice, weren't they? The right choice of colour. And then let's just get that in there. And if anything else comes off, that's fine. But we will just be rubbing that splodge, and I don't want to cut it down because it's easier to keep it as a whole, wouldn't it? So let's get that there, and whatever comes off, and what doesn't is saved for next time. There we go. Oh, this took me a lot longer to do than I had anticipated, but never mind, never mind. Nice splodge there. Put that there. Oh, excuse her. Sorry if you heard her burr pitch. Honestly, they say never work with animals or children. They weren't kidding, were they? Eh? I want a little, because that takes blends in with that colour. Or does he want a little friend down here? You can be looking back as if to say, come on, mate, this way. Lovely. Take those off there because that'll annoy me next time, won't it? Right. I really like that. I wasn't sure where it was going to go to begin with, and I'm looking forward to using more of these images in the future. Although I might set my cricket to a different setting so it doesn't require me to take out, look, even these itsy bitsy bits here, and in between here I had to take all of those out, all in here, perhaps all between the ladder. So yeah, perhaps I'll have it at a different setting if I need to print any more of these. But I love that, and I think it really works with the rub-ons. That's all it is. 4 stickers and a bunch of rub-ons. Love it. What do you think, guys? Do you like that? I think it's great. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you like it. It's different to what we were doing the other day. So yeah, gets a thumbs up from me. Thanks very much. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.